Hi everyone, this is Jasmine, and today I wanted to show you my retro handheld collection. I want to start with the first one that I got when I stumbled onto this side of YouTube. I found out about the R36S. So this is one of the cheaper ones that you can find either on Amazon or AliExpress. I got mine from AliExpress because that was the only place I can find this pink color. I really wanted it to be pink and girly. So I have it set up like this, and I mainly just go to my favorites, and those are the only games I pay attention to because these things come with a lot of games and it can be very overwhelming. So I like to pick a few to put in my favorites, and then I just focus on those. Now, one of the things I do like to do is download fan translated games to play. So the game that I played the most on here was this one, Tokimeki, but I guess the English name is Heartthrob Memorial. It's actually really hard to get a girl to like you in this game because I think you have to make all the girls like you. But I figured, hey, if I'm shooting for one girl, I don't need to be talking to these other girls because then they're going to get jealous. Well, no. If one of the girls start hating you, then the rest of the girls start hating you. So I didn't know that. So the one girl who I was super nice to, took her on dates, did all types of stuff, always gave the right answer. She ain't like me because the other girls didn't like me. Like, what is that? Anyway, so I'm not replaying this one because that one's a little too difficult for me. There's all types of retro systems on this one. There's a lot. I've narrowed it down to these ones, but there's a lot more. But you can go into the settings and you can choose which ones you want to show. You can also make collections. I made a Barbie collection of just Barbie games. I made a cozy collection of games that I figured would be cozy. The next one I got, because we're going in order of when I bought them, the next one I got was this one that I keep in this nice little eyeglasses pouch. This is the RG28XX. So this is the RG28XX. It's very tiny, and this is my purse handheld. So I keep this in my bag, so if I ever show up early to pick up my daughter from preschool, I usually like to pull this out sometimes if I don't feel like scrolling on my phone. The main game that I played on this one is Pokemon Pinball. Let's check that out real quick. Alright, so this is a simple game to play during times when you've got time to kill. Like if you're in a waiting room, if you're standing in line because of how small this is. So I actually like to let my daughter play this too whenever she gets bored in the car or at church. And it's just fun. You collect Pokemon, so it actually is a fun game to come back to because they keep a Pokédex of all the Pokemon you collect from the pinball table. Yep, so that's that game. And I'll show you the one other game that I do like to play on this system that I actually beat. So if you haven't figured out, I do like to play dating sims quite a bit. And there is one on here that I downloaded that has been fan translated called Love Hina Advance. So it's a Game Boy Advance game from Japan. And it is a visual novel for the Game Boy Advance. Based off of an anime, I'm pretty sure. I've never watched it. But it looks pretty old school. Let me know down below if you've ever watched this anime. So I do have a save, but I already beat it. And yeah, you just read through a very condensed version of the story, I'm guessing, and you choose which girl you want to focus on and get her hearts up on the side. And at the end, you end up with that girl. So yeah, those are the two games that I've been playing. I'll show you which girl I ended up with. I feel like it was this one, Shinobu, because I had the most hearts with her. And I ended up completing the game with her. So that was my RG28XX. Now I'm going to show you what I got next. This is the Miyu Flip version 2. So the second version is supposed to have better hinges. And so far I haven't had any hinges problems, but I haven't had it for that long. This is how I decorated. And I got this cute little charm on it. And then on the inside, of course. So let's turn this on so I can show you what game I've been playing on this one. So for this one, I actually downloaded a customized OS from Etsy. This one girl, she makes a bunch of different themes for this system, and she sells them on Etsy for about $6. So I got Sailor Moon because I actually really like Sailor Moon. And right now my main games on this one is Final Fantasy VII and Grand Theft Auto. Those are the two games that I've mainly been playing on this system. And I really like this one. I mainly like it because of the theme. So that helps. And the screen is a lot brighter. So I can see this one better when I'm like outside playing it. You know, the clamshell form factor makes this very easy to just throw into your bag and not worry about it. So I also think that's why this one was my favorite for a while. The one I brought after that is in this little nifty hard drive case. This is actually a hard drive case from AliExpress, but it fits perfectly in here. And that is this. Now this one, I might not get the name right because it's like an X. Oh wait, haha, it says it right here. XF40H. That's what this is. So this one I got because I really wanted to test out the square ratio screen. And this one was actually pretty cheap. This was about $40 off of AliExpress. It vibrates when you turn it on, so I found that to be pretty cool. The screen is very vibrant, and the LED, and the sticks. The sticks have LED lights on them. I have it turned off because I actually find that distracting when I'm playing. But I can show you what they look like on. Let me go into settings. So here they are. If I do turn them on, I like to keep them on purple because it matches, well, I guess that's pink, but because it matches the system. And then on here, I have a list of favorites that I focus on. And here are some of them. Now, I really wanted to play Game Boy Color games because those are the games that really work well with a square ratio. This is the main game I've been playing on this one. So I've only been playing one game on this one, and it is a Detective Conan Game Boy Color game that has been fan translated. It is quite... like right now I'm stuck because, you know, back then these games don't really hold your hand or tell you what to do next. So right now I'm in the middle of investigating a murder, maybe, because look, this body's right here on the floor. I'm investigating him. I've been going around as everybody because you change into different people. I've been going around, I've been talking to everybody, and I cannot figure out what I'm supposed to do next. So I think I may have to look up a walkthrough to continue this game. But so far, I like it. I like the vibes. I like the characters. Because I do watch the anime. They did just put the anime on Netflix. So I have watched it. I do know the gist of the game. I've really been enjoying playing this one for the cozy vibes. Okay, I have one last one to show you, and that is this one. Now, I've actually already done a video on this one. This is my RG slide. Sorry, right now I have a walkthrough on there for my Atome that I'm playing. But yeah, this is the RG slide. This is an Android-based one. All the other ones I showed you were Linux because they don't use Android or the internet really to do anything. But this one has Android, so I can play Android games and download all types of stuff on here and use it basically as a second phone. But I do play two retro systems on this one, and that is the PSP and the GameCube right now. But that's all I'm going to say about this one, because like I said, I have a whole nother video that's all about this system. And yeah, that's why it's called the slide. All right, this was my retro handheld collection. It's actually pretty small, and it's going to stay that way, hopefully. I do know there is an RGDS coming out soon that I may want to get, but I'm going to wait for reviews on that one because I'm not too sure how well it's going to run. I just really like the idea of the dual screens being able to do two different things, because you can't do that with a DS. So that may be an addition to this little group. But so far, I'm happy with what I got. I do use them all. And I do like having dedicated games for each system so that I use them all and that they don't just sit here collecting dust. All right, so that is all for this video. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.